Hello and welcome back to the Stronghold. I'm the Magi and welcome to Midweek Magic, where I want you to grow your collection by winning 2 free rare or better ICRs each and every week. This week's Midweek Magic is going to have us playing a non-rotational format, and if you're tired of having alchemy specific cards all up in your peanut butter, Explorer is the place for you, because not only do the cards not rotate out, but they have to have been legal in Standard during their career, which excludes all those alchemy cards. But before we get into all of that, this whole Midweek Magic thing has become a bit of a tradition here at the Stronghold, and it all started with our crack team of researchers discovering that we were the only YouTube channel making consistent, proactive, and timely Midweek Magic coverage. And here we are years later, and it appears that we're still the only ones out there doing it for the budget community. So be sure to subscribe to the Planeswalker Stronghold so that we can be here for you every chance we get. Now, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, right. Believe it or not, I've been around Arena for so long that I remember when it was nothing but Standard. And in fact, when rotation happened, they had no choice but to delete the cards because they were kind of useless since you could only play Standard. But of course, since then, the Eternal formats available on Arena have grown by leaps and bounds. In fact, it kind of seems like we have a new one every time we turn around now. But in order for me to recommend an Eternal deck as being budget friendly, it's got to meet one basic criteria. At least half of the non-land cards in the deck need to come from those recent and easily accessible sets like Standard, Alchemy that is in rotation, or Eternal direct releases that have been done during that budget year, i.e. since the most recent rotation. And once we have that easy, accessible basis, I will try and assist you in making small, strategic, and versatile investments in your Eternal collection so that your wild card pool continues to grow while your Eternal options do as well. And this week is going to be no exception, as we are going to be hitting you with a tried and true strategy that is built primarily from cards that are already in your Standard collection. Alright, so let's take a few minutes and go through Mono-White Voltron, as I'm calling it, for the Explorer event. Just running 21 lands. They really all can be basic plans, but if you happen to have a Volkboth's Lair, it is an enchantment, could be relevant, as you'll see. This first column is really stuff that everyone following the plan should have. It's your commons and uncommons here, and this is basically your Mono-White Enchantress deck built around Optimistic Scavenger, Ethereal Armor. Use whatever version you have. Don't craft the old one if you don't need to. Of course, Sheltered by Ghost, Twin Blade Blessing up in here, Grand Entryway. The one rare from Standard is the Defector Might to make a creature unblockable if need be. Let you get in for that final damage, things like that. The next 2 columns are actually the cards you might spend some wild cards on. Griff's Boon gives +1/+0. It is an enchantment. It gains flying. And you could return it from the graveyard to the battlefield. Good, solid investment for something like this. As is Sentinel's Eyes, as you not only place an enchantment, it gives +1/+1. The creature gains vigilance, and you can escape it, meaning if you pay 1 and exile 2 other cards from your graveyard, you can cast this card from the graveyard. Pretty good stuff, especially if you're trying to get that last little bit of damage in, as Escape is an instant speed thing, if I remember correctly. Of course, if you're going to build a deck like this, all the glitters, it's just awesome. Creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact or enchantment you control. And of course, Illuminator Virtuoso. It's a 1/1 with double strike for 2. Whenever it becomes the target of a spell you control, it connives, meaning draw a card, then discard a card. If you discard a non-land card, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. And we've already talked about a couple of cards here that are pretty decent to discard in that situation. Both Griff's of Boon and Sentinel Eyes can be played from the graveyard. If you have the wild cards to do it, or if you already have a playset of Illuminator Virtuosos, just switch those out for the Jawbone Duelist. Jawbone Duelist is in here as a double strike alternative. The Toxic really doesn't matter. And last but not least, Light-Paws, Emperor's Voice, a 2-mana 2/2 legendary box advisor. Whenever an aura you control enters, if you cast it, you may search your library for an aura card with mana value less than or equal to that aura, with a different name than each aura you control. So, you know, having those 1-ofs and things like that, really solid. Put that card onto the battlefield attached to Light-Paws. Pretty serious stuff here. And in fact, Light-Paws makes a really good budget brawl commander if you're looking to put together a 100 card version of Enchantress, staying within the mono-white capabilities. And hey, just because we are fire around here, we are going to be including links for 3 different deck lists. One that we just saw for Explorer. Don't be surprised if that deck list changes a little bit, because believe it or not, at the time of recording, we know almost nothing about the new Pioneer Master set, and I will try and include those cards if at all relevant. We're also going to be showing a Light-Paws Brawl deck, still going to keep it super budget, and of course the standard version of Mono-White Enchantress. And I'll be wrapping the video up today with some play footage of that standard deck, just in case people aren't familiar with the play lines and the general strategy. We can get some good game footage here. That looks like a pretty strong start there. As soon as we play Optimistic Scavenger, the gig is up. They know what's going on. Two bristly bills, because, you know, why would you? Little 7-point black swing. And hey, just in case you didn't catch all that, Matt would like you to know that the deck list that we discussed in this video is going to have a link down in the doobly-doo to take you over to Aetherhub, along with a link to any other alternative lists that you might wish to consider. He only asks that you give it a little thumbs up when you're over there checking out the deck list. And I plan on live playing this event on Wednesday at 11 a.m. over on my Twitch channel, so definitely stop in and check it out. Because the Stronghold is so much more than just a YouTube channel, and you can find links to all of our other social media outlets in our profile. Because at the end of the day, we're all budget players. And as a community, we're stronger together. So like, comment, subscribe, follow, do all those things to show a little love. It's appreciated more than you know.